Hello, all you fantastic people. Thank you for viewing Just One Guy's Opinion. Today I am going to talk a little bit about helping the new player to the game. Pardon me. Again, I browsed the GameFAQs forums on the PS3 side for Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen, and I've seen that a lot of new players to the series have jumped in and wanted to experience the game. And while that's awesome, the beginning of the game can be a little daunting because you're virtually given nothing and expected to make something of yourself. I'm going to load a game here, and I'm hoping that it loads in Cassiodrus, so it makes things a lot easier. There are some minor tricks you can do in the beginning of the game to help you out, to help out your adventuring and whatnot. One of them is, since you bought Dark Arisen, you're playing Dark Arisen. Awesome, we're in Cassiodrus. Very cool. Okay, so this will be a lot easier. You'll be able to follow this. So, since you bought Dark Arisen, and you haven't played Dragon's Dogma, you're at a bit of a disadvantage. With Dragon's Dogma, if you have a Dragon's Dogma save, you can load that save into Dark Arisen, play Dark Arisen, but be gifted certain things, certain items, and money and rift crystals to help you along in your journey. Now, if you're an experienced player, that stuff is kind of rudimentary. It's not really helping you out because you're an experienced player. You have better stuff than what they'll give you. You have more money than what they'll give you. But if you're a new player, you need that stuff. Okay? So what you can do is, if you have a friend or a way to just make a Dragon's Dogma save from the original Dragon's Dogma, if you want to go out and buy the game, it's like, it should be dirt cheap now at like a GameStop or something, because the price dropped because of Dark Arisen. So if you can fork out a couple extra dollars for that, or if you can rent it, if you can rent it from a local shop or GameFly it or something, start the game and pretty much go through the stuff I'm going to show you right now. So you're going pardon me, Jesus. You're going to start in this room, and you're going to be prompted to go to this table and pick a couple of items to start your starting vocation. Doesn't matter what vocation you pick, just pick an item, grab it, and come out this door. You have a cutscene with Kina and Adoro, or Adolfo, whatever his name is. You're going to come out and run down these stairs. Run. I was going to speed up this video, but I think just being able to watch this in real time will be more helpful than fast forwarding and whatnot. So come straight out here, and I think here you're going to be stopped by another cutscene and be introduced to a pawn from the Pawn Guild here. You're going to get the pawn Rook, and you come out here. So you go through all the cutscenes and all the talking and whatnot. And by the way, if you haven't done this stuff before, then I'm sorry to spoil the beginning of the game for you. I truly apologize. But you'll be better off in the long run. So you come out here, and Rook's going to tell you about certain things, blah blah blah, and you're going to come up here and see someone getting attacked. You're going to help him out, and you're going to go about your business up to this fort up here you can see in the distance over on the center right side of the screen. So we're going to walk through here past the bunnies and walk past the people going about their daily chores, carrying stuff from the fort to Cassiodrus. And we're going to pass up the trees, and we're going to walk. I'm not running. I'll explain why I'm not running later. Walk past the patrol that does nothing. And now here we're at the fort. So we're going to go in the fort, and we're going to wait for the load screen. We're We're gonna probably get a small little cutscene here, or your rook's gonna talk to you. So you basically want to go to this tent here, ignoring everyone along the way, and you want to go to the Riftstone here. Get a cutscene, and they're going to tell you to go through some trials. So you're going to come out here, and the guy's going to stop you, and you can choose to do those trials or not. It's up to you. Or is that it? Do you make your pawn first? Huh. I forget. Oh, no. I remember. Okay, so you don't do all that yet. So they tell you to do a trial, right? Your trial is to come out here. I'm sorry, I messed up. It's been a little while. So you're going to run to about here, and a cutscene's going to start where a Cyclops is attacking out of this door here. Right? So I apologize if you guys have already done this. I'm doing this for the absolute brand new player, without having to actually remake a character. So the Cyclops is going to be about here. It's going to be, tearing up stuff, wreaking havoc, and killing people and all that stuff. So you have to kill the Cyclops, and after you do that, there is going to be a little cutscene with a creepy little dude. Be explained later. Get through all that. You come back in here. Go back to the Riftstone, and the Riftstone says, okay, you're the Arisen, yada yada yada, and you make your support pawn. So, my support pawn for this character is Galatea. I made her, and we're all good. Galatea, turn around. Oh, she doesn't care. She's antisocial. Alright, so, we made our support pawn, and our main support pawn, and we kicked Rook to the curb because Rook sucks. So we got rid of Rook, and we came out here, and that's when you're approached by the guy who wants you to do the trials with your pawn and all that good stuff. So you do all those, or you can elect not to by just walking out of the area. And when you come back, you talk to Sir Mercedes, the dark-skinned chick in the short hair with the white armor. Talk to her. She asks you if you want to rest. You say yes. And you fight a mini-boss fight. I won't spoil that much for you. So you fight a mini-boss fight, and you get through all that, and then Mercedes says, okay, you're the Arisen, you're awesome, yada yada yada. We'll meet you at the Way Castle. Okay. So, this is the point where you stop playing. Alright, to do this little trick, or not so much of a trick, but sort of a way to help yourself by playing Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen. Now you're doing all this playing Dragon's Dogma Vanilla, okay, not Dark Arisen. You're doing all this while you're playing Dragon's Dogma, okay, the original. So you get to this point, you hit start, you hit select, and you save it, okay? So you want to save and all that stuff. Then you exit out the game. Okay? Then you load up Dark Arisen. Alright? Load Dark Arisen and let the game find your Dragon's Dogma save. Let it do what it's going to do. Then load your game. When you load your game, you're going to be gifted with an Eternal Fairy Stone. Very, very important for Dark Arisen. Alright, if you're playing this game and you don't have one of these, you need to find a way to get one of these. It kind of sucks if you don't have a Dragon's Dogma save, but honestly, if you're under level 100 and you're playing Dark Arisen and you have a way to get Dragon's Dogma, just replay the game and get this, because this is such a small item that does so much for you. Alright, so if you're under level 100, just remake your game, man, and just suck it up, start from the beginning, and do everything I just told you to do. So this is the most important thing right here, this Eternal Fairy Stone. You're going to be gifted some armor, basically costumes and whatnot. They aren't really good for playing and whatnot, they're just good for playing dress up for your pawns, or you if you're so inclined. And you're going to be gifted, I forgot how much, but you're going to be gifted some Rift Crystals and gold. to start out. Okay. Now, as you can see, I'm only level 30 on this character, but I have 66,000 Rift Crystals and 304,000 gold. Alright? I was fortunate enough for people to rent Galatea, and I didn't ask for it. I didn't go out and say, hey guys, rent my pawn. They liked what she had to offer, and they kept her, and, you know, they appreciated what she was for their group makeup. And for the gold, this is just from doing quests, all right, up until level 30. I'm at the point in the game right now where let me exit out. This is kind of boring. I'm at the point in the game right now after you go to Blue Moon Tower. All right. So if that helps at all without spoiling anything, I just finished the Blue Moon Tower quest, and I hit level 30, and I decided this is a good point to help out with the starting player. Okay, so hopefully, starting player, you've gone through all that and you've reloaded your game to the Dark Arisen save, and you have all this good stuff, and you're ready to go. So, for the sake of time and boredom, we're going to go to Grand Soren. So during the course of the game, there's going to be a couple of a quest or two before you get to Grand Soren from this point. So whenever you do get to Grand Soren, the first thing you want to do is the following with the money you have. Alright, this is the Pawn Guild, so we're going to run past that. So when you enter Grand Soren, you're going to have 2 or 3 cutscenes to introduce you to the city, and 2 characters or so. So by the time you enter, you're going to be placed about here. Alright, when you first enter Grand Soren, you're going to get a cutscene, and when you're released of that, you want to turn to your left and go right here to the apothecary. I'm going to talk to this chick, and you want to buy empty flasks. Alright, I usually buy as many as I can carry, because as you can see, the gold is only like 4 grand for 226 of them or so. Let's go to someone else. Can Galatea carry more? 250. It's only 5,000 gold rather. And you can do this for each character, for each of your pawns and yourself, right? But you don't want to do that because of what I have in store for you. So this is basically the spring water trick. Okay, the long and short of it is there's a way for you to survive some pretty tough battles with the spring water trick. So once you have your empty flasks, you want to exit out the rear of Grand Soren. Oh no, back up, there's going to be somebody there. Whatever quest tells you to go to the Pawn Guild, I don't know if you have to visit someone first or if it's like one of the first things that you do, but there'll be a soldier right here, and it's kind of superfluous. He's just there to tell you to go to the Pawn Guild on the left and don't cause any trouble. So you can do one of 2 things. You can do the Pawn Guild mini quest, right? You can go there, or what I'm going to do here, just exit the hell out of Grand Soren. Alright, so we're running. We're getting out of Grand Soren. We're stopping by a brick wall. We're running through the field. We have infinite stamina in cities and safe areas. Yay. Again, I'll explain why I'm not running later. Very important. Exiting. The reason why we exit out of the rear of Grand Soren into Grancis is because the front entrance of Grand Soren is here, where we came in before. Here. Okay? Where the finger is. We would have to follow this path all the way around up to here to get to where we're going. Alright? We don't want to do that, since we can just run through Grand Soren for free stamina. and we want to avoid fights because we're just starting the game. You know, we're like under level 10 or so. So we're gonna walk, and I'm gonna talk while walking because it's boring just to watch people walk in this game. The reason why I'm not running is because I twinked my character. I made this new account to experiment, and my experiment was to see if I could go through the game as a healer. So I started the game as a mage, and I gifted myself a bunch of magey items, and I gifted my pawn some tanky items. And with that, I was able to do something I didn't think I would be able to do. At level, under level 50, you can still go to the Bitter Black Island. I thought it was only level 50 and up. But apparently, if you have the game installed, you can go to Bitter Black Island, and you can, if you have Rift Crystals and an item, you can purify cursed Bitter Black items. So I gifted myself a bunch of stuff, and I went there. I twinked Galatea, gave her some Rift Crystals, and I twinked a bunch of items, some level 3 Bitter Black items. The drawback to that is having a high level weapon will kill your stamina. Observe. Full stamina, haven't done anything. Alright, this is running. Right? See how fast it goes down? Now we're going to walk and let this... Okay. It's full, right? We're going to swing our weapon. It's about as much as running. Alright? So, it kind of sucks, but the fights are quick because things go down very, very fast. But just like just a regular combo with Mystic Knight, that's what I am now. See that? That's half of her stamina. And her stamina is... Oh, you can't see it here. Status. Her stamina is 920. Okay? Kind of sucks, but it is what it is. It's the beneficial curse of twinking with a weapon. Now, with your gear, with your armor and stuff, it doesn't go down. So if you wanted to, like if you had a way to give yourself armor and stuff, that'll be cool. So here's our destination. The Healing Spring. Okay. On the map, wrong button. On the map, it's here, the Healing Spring. Okay. So short walk from Grand Soren's north entrance or exit. Right, the rear exit. Right up this way. To the Healing Spring. So, we are going to... Oh, I didn't bring any with me because I'm a genius. Basically, if you fill up your empty flasks here with spring water, these things are awesome. Alright, what they do... Here, there it is. Affects a group, a combinable material, restores more health. Alright, what these things do are they restore health lost and health recoverable, meaning that when you get hit in a fight, you lose life. Okay, you lose health. But if you don't have a health recoverable item, you only gain back a certain amount of health in your health bar. Alright, these recover health lost and health recoverable. Okay, hope you can follow that. Hope that makes sense. That's the best way that I can explain it. What I do with these guys is that I give them to my pawns. Okay, you see Galatea's her encumbrance over there. It's 65.03. She's holding 121 of those. I gave Kazu 112, and I gave Castrophony 78. I usually give them a full complement so they're over encumbered. So all of my pawns are over encumbered with these spring waters while I'm leveling. Okay, not while I'm farming. This is while playing the game and leveling. Why do I do this? Because pawns, regardless of their inclination, regardless of their class, okay, if you are in a position where you get hit for more than half of your life, they'll use a spring water and they'll heal the entire party. They'll only use one, okay? But it'll keep you from death, from dying, alright? So as long as you don't have damage that completely obliterates you, like, like a one-hit kill, if you're taken below half of your life, your pawns will use a spring water, especially your main pawn. Your pawns will use a spring water, and it will heal you. Okay, it won't heal you to full, but it'll keep you from dying. Alright? Now, exceptions to that. If your pawn is in the middle of an action, alright, so if your pawn is doing something like, there's like a sword skewer where you have like a warrior ability, where the pawn, where you take your sword and you stab it in something, an enemy, and you just keep jabbing the enemy with it. If a pawn is in the middle of doing something like that, or in the middle of casting a spell, they won't use a spring water when you get hit, because it won't interrupt their casting or their action. Alright? If they're fighting or if they're moving around, that's when they'll use it. That's very, very important to know. Alright? So if you're a new player and you're having kind of a funky time trying to figure out how to do things, not so much how to do things, I'll take that back. If you're having a rough time with some of the quests or some of the enemies, this is a good help for you to sort of pad the punches. Alright? It doesn't make things easier, it makes things more manageable, because it doesn't help your hit points, doesn't help your damage, doesn't help any of that. If you're an experienced player, then you already know what's up with this. What I do personally is I sit a port crystal right here. Okay, so if I ever run out and I need to refill, then I don't have to run to Grand Soren and then run over here. I can just, port over here because of the Eternal Fairy Stone. And if I ever get tired of, if I don't need to port here anymore and I need one of these, you can just grab it, take it and flee or whatever. But I leave him here because, alright. So, that's it for this. I'm very much hoping that this helped in some kind of way. If you're able to have a Dragon's Dogma save, then I hope you exploit the fact that you can get the Eternal Fairy Stone and other items as such. And if you have any questions or any comments on this, please leave it in the video below. Please leave it in the comments below. And I'll keep on going with this. As you can see, this is my second account. I'm using my main pawn for my main account, Castrophony. If you see Galatea, Wave 2, you don't necessarily have to hire her. I'm going to be changing her vocation often. She's going to end up as a fighter. No, as a warrior. As a warrior. By the way, 2,000 internet points if you can recognize the references from the first two names. Hey guys, I forgot to mention or to show what I was wearing, and I apologize for that. So, let's dig into it. I managed to gift myself a Verge of Madness. Mystic Knight only mace. I dig it, but I don't, because it's all strength. There's no magic on it. Kind of sucks, but the damage, good lord, the damage. And the usual fare of Dragon's Band and Abyssal Coat. I'm only wearing stuff for fashion, I guess, because I'm going to give myself some Bitter Black Island stuff. very soon. Like I said, I was very fortunate, very, very fortunate to get Belldandy a Bitter Black Island level 3 coat that has an ability to regen health, even recoverable health, over time. So I don't have to worry about, you know, using an item to get her to full. It's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. And I'm kind of salty that I forgot to change her vocation when I made this video. Same thing with Galatea, Dragon's Vein, and Peach Limbs. Not really top of the line stuff for Strider, but you know, enough to just get the vocation maxed out and switch over, because like I said, I'm going to turn Belldandy into a straight healer, you know, all mage all the time, and Galatea is going to be a warrior, two-handed, this machine of death. I wanted to play this way because of my other account. It's sort of flip-flopped. I have, my main account is a ranger, and Castrophony is Castrophony. She is a sorcerer, and she kicks much booty. The Grave Mantle, that's what it's called. Much apologies. This one is just a normal Grave Mantle. I couldn't find one for her on my main account that had any decent attributes, especially after me getting this one full tier Dragon Forge. Kind of pissed me off, but you know, whatever. But the one for Belldandy is pretty nice, pretty awesome. Something of note too, I showed you earlier that when you use your weapon, when you swing with it, here, let's get out of here. Even when you hit an enemy or not, you just deplete your stamina. It's just gone. Alright, you're toast. Even when you use an ability, you know, you're just like, wow. Depletion. This affects your pawn also. If Galatea were to hit something and she would go all out, then she would have the hunched over, you know, drawn out effect where you have to go and resuscitate her. This kind of sucks for a new player, but me being a veteran, you know, going through all of Bitter Black and all that stuff, I found it a little more challenging to be very decisive on my strikes and whatnot. I found it pretty awesome. Especially with the mage, it made me just not, you know, button mash just for the bolts and whatnot. Kind of cool. Kind of cool. So, yeah, that's all I had to add. And like I said before, I hope it helps. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. And you can help me out by liking, subscribing, and tuning in for more Dragon's Dogma stuff or more video game stuff in general. Thanks again, guys.